Now, I'm curious, Brendan, you're repping US Cellular today. How at a higher level, let's say, how has USL supported you guys today? I know different carriers are doing different things, but any kind of idea as to how you're receiving support from the higher ups would be interesting.
Sure. Good question. So yesterday we actually had our sixth weekly all agent meeting with US Cellular, and so we've met in a pretty regular cadence. And they've discussed with us several different things, like they've given us access to some legal advice around the PPP plan and kind of where other agents are. They give us access to resources through that, which has been really, really exciting. They've also sent us masks, gloves, and plastic shields for all of our retail stores. That was really awesome. Totally amazing. You can't find those things, right? So we got those in our stores. They've given us and really promoted collaboration between the agents. So, if an agent finds some hand sanitizer over here, they're telling other agents about it, and, simple things like that. But, it's been a really cool to see the engagement that they've had with us. And to help us out. They also talk a lot about inventory and, how those inventory levels are, because, you can imagine there could be some concern on shortages for whatever device. And, they're kind of giving us a live update on what that looks like. And then we have a new launch. Of course, the SE just came out. So talked a little bit about that. But it's been and they also gave us information all the way up to a legislative level in D.C. So access to some of their lobbyists and such and attorneys to tell us kind of what does it look like up in DC and what they think is going to happen. And it sends a lot of resources, particularly when it comes to the PPP, to help us support in getting that funding. It's been pretty awesome.
That's incredible. More than I expected, which is really nice.
Yeah, it is very nice.
Cool. So, we've covered a lot of ground here. And you mentioned something, this is actually just more so for my own curiosity, talking about the SE launch. What does a device launch look like in COVID-19?
That's a great question. I'll tell you in about a week. We're kind of in the middle of it. Pre-launched the 17th, hard launched tomorrow. We get them in, we've ordered them. We didn't get a whole lot of them. I think that's pretty normal. But it's going to be pretty cool. I think it's great timing just because of it being such an affordable Apple device, and people are, they're concerned about money, and they're concerned about the communication that they don't have right now in some cases because they can't afford, what they're really, that Apple iPhone. And so it's really giving them access to a iconic device. And we're very, very excited about it.
Mm-hmm. That's exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing how sales play out for them.
Yeah, me too.
It's, from the field point of view, when I'm in locations, I'm seeing the same interest as I was before. It may be different on how we deliver the device to the customer, but we're still seeing the same messages, having the same phone calls as previous years.
Interesting. That's very interesting. And so maybe this is a good sort of lead into my next question, but the core of what your business aims to do is still staying the same. It's looks a little bit different, I guess, in how you execute. And maybe this is the question of the month, question of the decade, early on in the decade, but what is next for you guys as a business? What do you think the next several quarters look like for you guys in terms of keeping some of these new things that you've implemented, reverting back to exactly how things were before? How does this change you guys in the long term, do you think?
Keith, if you don't mind, I'll start on that one real quick. That I see the curbside service, the delivery service, I don't see that going away. I see that being almost a staple of our business. If you look at McDonald's, and they've got Uber Eats, that is now a mainstream kind of situation that didn't exist it might have existed, but it wasn't very strong. I think you're going to see that in our industry. I think honestly, the way that we staff our stores is going to change. And we have to be really, really have a lot of agility around serving the customers and making sure we're staffed right. And so that's critical, because the last thing we want is a customer to come in and have a long wait. We also don't want to overstaff our stores because if we've got really small margins already, it's going to get even tighter in the future. And so a company that they are not skinny, but they are lean. There's a difference between the two of those, right? You want to be lean, you don't want to be skinny. It is very, very important. And the other part of that is what Keith was talking about before. We got to make the door swing. And so tools like Statflo help us have enough control over, are we doing that well? And if not, how do we get better at it? The dashboard that we use, Jacqueline, that we've spoken about before, that has all these analytics on it just around Statflo, is critical. It's even more critical than it's ever been. Because if you don't have your finger on the pulse of that in this industry, you're not going to be in this industry.
I agree. Curbside and delivery is not going a single place. I mean, those initiatives that we actually launched, they're helping us maintain at a higher ranking in our market, which is important for our business. And our stack ranking is higher because of it. We're outperforming agents of similar sized doors because of these things. So they're not going anywhere. This is the new normal for us. And I can tell you from what I'm hearing in the field and when I'm out with the teams, they love it. Because it started to get stagnant, just sitting behind a desk waiting for the store to swing. They want to get out and meet their customers. They want to go to the cars. And it's an exciting time for us.
Love the attitude. As always, you guys bring it, and it sounds like you're it's a weird time, but you're using it to your advantage, to everyone's benefit, really. So major props to you guys. I love it.
Thank you.
I tell you, Keith's done an amazing job. I want to really shout him out because he has been very innovative, and not only that, but in executing these ideas. These are new things, right? And so he's executing them well in the field and replicating it over many stores. A lot of companies, including ours, have struggled with, we find success in an area, how do you replicate that across the organization? And so he's done a really good job of being able to do that. And then when you can do that, you really win in the market.
Thank you.
Well done, Keith.
Thank you.
So, maybe just some parting words now. If you guys had any, advice to your fellow dealers, USL or otherwise, what do you think that would be at this point in time? Business-wise, innovation-wise, people management-wise?
I think all these folks out here that are in this industry that do what we do have amazing talent. They've got amazing ideas. They're doing great things, but people just don't know about it. And so be vocal, because, we're doing this interview today so we can help other people. We're sharing things from our organization that we normally wouldn't do, but we want to help other people, want to bless them because we feel that's the right thing to do. And so really, when we do that, we live into the vision of our company to be God-honoring, ownership-minded, ICE-focused, profit-sensitive culture all of the time. And so I just encourage other folks that do what we do to be vocal and talk to your other agents. I reach out to other agents all the time and learn so many things about and great ideas, things I would never thought of. They're just not creative enough, right? They've got this amazing just asset of great ideas that they're doing. So we just need to collaborate. So whatever we can do to help do that, I think would really make a big difference in our industry.
I agree with Brandon. And from the field point of view, listen to your customers. If you want to know what your customer want, ask them. You want to know what they expect, ask them what they expect. They'll tell you. Customers have been asking for these things for years. Like Brandon said earlier, you see Uber Eats, you see those things on the rise. We as a cellular company, we had to change for that. And I could tell you because of these things, low staff turnover is happening now. I'm seeing less and less people want to leave. They're having fun in our stores. Even through this challenging time, they still come to work with smiles. I'm seeing less and less people call in sick. They're actually coming to work. Can I fill in a shift here? Can I cover a store over here because they have someone who can't come in? I'm seeing so many things help because we listen. And you have a company that we're listening to what our younger staff is saying and what our customers are saying. You don't hear that. So that's my advice to these larger companies or even some our size. Listen to your customers, listen to your associates.
Awesome, Keith. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And if someone's got questions, all they got to do is go to atlanticwireless.com. My email's up there. It's also a brochure site that talks about our culture and our business, our mission, vision, and values. The audience for that website is for people that want to come work for our business. But if other companies out there want to look at it just to get a feel for our culture and what we're about, it's a really great place to start. So atlanticwireless.com.
We will post that as well. Grandmaster B, K-Tron, it's been just a treat.
That's awesome.
To catch up, you guys. Thank you so much. This was fun.